Hey, hey. All right, welcome back. So, Scorpios, let's take a peek at this and remember that we are in the midst of some full moon energy. Full moons are great times to release things that need to be let go of. We start out, though, with somebody who's at a crossroads, but we have the Hierophant. So this is someone's higher self is saying, it's time to make a decision. And they're saying, yeah, but I don't know what to do. Now, it could be that someone's higher self is saying, hey, pause until you get all the information. Even here, we have somebody saying, is it the spiritual decision or is it the like a earthly decision? By the way, I'm sorry, my hands are just a mess of cuts and blisters, as are my arms and legs, because I have been playing in the blackberry bushes. I'm getting things trimmed and hedged, and so forgive me that I look a mess, but I'm fine. I just look fairly tumbled right now. The fact that we've got this Page of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles coming out next, all of this says, I think that this is like Scorpio is holding back, holding on. I feel like this is because this can be a card of marriage and it's like, I don't know what to do. This can be a card of pausing and waiting. I almost feel like there's a question mark about the validity of, is this right for me? Do I want to marry this person, or is this right for me? Do I want to divorce this person, or is this right for me? Could I fathom moving forward in a romance with somebody? Do I see any purpose to date someone if I'm not really sure that I could see us moving into a romance? And it could even be bringing up, do they want me for my money or do they want me for me? It's, I mean, I guess we could say maybe Scorpio's like, am I that interested in them, or do they look good on paper? High Priestess. I keep feeling like if this is all about Scorpio, Scorpio has reservations because they don't really know if somebody is right for them. And with the High Priestess, I think Scorpio's like, my intuition keeps talking to me loud and clear, and it's warning me that I'm not 100% on board with this. Magician in the reverse. This can be somebody who's a bit of a trickster. If Scorpio is dealing with someone that they don't have complete faith and trust in, that's not something to ignore, is what I would suggest on this message. Because it's like, why do I feel like someone's not being straightforward in what they're trying to manifest? Why don't I believe their words about the future? Why do I not really think that my instinct or intuition believes that they believe the words that they're saying? Okay, so I kind of think Scorpios have been trying to convince themselves to either date somebody or that they could see long-term potential with someone, when in fact, deep down, I don't think that they have a lot of trust built with this person. Doesn't mean this character's not trustworthy, but in this story, for this fictional character, it says intuition is really important. If we have that many reservations, why aren't we listening? There's lots of people have this story where it's like, oh yeah, I got married, and the day I did it, I knew I shouldn't. I mean, I knew that I shouldn't, but I did it anyway. Lots of times we ignore our gut, and this is a story of somebody not ignoring their gut. This is a story where, in fact, everything here says, whoa, got to listen to that. And I think for this Scorpio, it's not really a hard thing to hear, to listen to their gut. I think they're better at that than most. We have a Five of Swords. We have the 10 of Wands. Okay, so for our Scorpio to say, whoa, I got to pump the brakes. I don't even know if I can do this. There's a lot of conflict around this topic. And I almost think that I feel like Scorpio's about ready to pull back, or they're wondering if maybe it's too soon for this person. If somebody's trying to date Scorpio, Scorpio might be saying, I don't know if they're really free and clear yet, or if they've had time to process whatever previous relationship they came out of. Because this almost says, I don't want them running to me for safe haven, bringing like traumas with them. I want them to have time to deal with traumas. And if they're saying that they have, but I got to say, my gut keeps saying, I don't think that's true. There's nothing wrong with pausing. There's nothing wrong with, postponing, because I really feel like in this, Scorpio's like, I just think that if we try to jump into something now, we're going to wind up having conflicts that could tear us apart, because I don't really know that this is the right time, or that this is, somebody's really ready for this with me. I think that's the best way I could describe the message on this. Tell me about the High Priestess. The Chariot, I really think Scorpio's saying, let's slow down our forward progression. It doesn't mean I don't want to date them. It means I need to get to know more about where they're at. And I think that they might benefit from some downtime as well. I do not see Scorpio wanting to just be like, oh, yeah, I met this person. They claim that they're totally nuts over me. So we're just going to full steam ahead. I think Scorpio is saying, I have learned how to pay attention to, like, and just be compassionate and sensitive to knowing that it takes time to heal from things. It takes time to really be ready to move forward. If you try to sweep stuff under the rug, guess what? It's going to still be under the rug in a little lump, and you're going to have to deal with it because it's going to trip you later. And I just feel like that is so like intelligent and compassionate of Scorpio to consider, hey, I don't want somebody into a relationship with me claiming they're 100% good when they're not. What's the rush? Four of Cups and the Sun. I think on one hand, it's like, it's kind of a bummer, but thank goodness I have an intuition that warns me. Thank goodness I have an intuition that I can trust, because really, even if I have to delay jumping into a relationship with this person, I think I'm going to be happier in the long run. In fact, I am happy with this choice. I would say definitely it's going to be all right. It's a better, way for, I think, Scorpio to move forward. And I think they're actually, because I always look at this card as like the universe comes along and protects somebody from the rain or from getting sunburned. And I feel like Scorpio's like, it is a bummer. I wish I didn't have an intuition sometimes so I could just, blissfully be ignorant and move straight ahead. But honestly, my intuition guides me, warns me, protects me. And I got to be grateful for that. And this feels like I feel so much more clear on this. What does that mean for Scorpio? What is Scorpio going to end up doing here then? Are they just pulling, pumping the brakes or pulling back a little? We have the Seven of Pentacles and we actually have the Tower. Scorpio might say, I can't date you right now. I need to end things with you right now and let some time pass first because you need that time. No, I don't want you trying to get with me right now. Scorpio's had too many red flags from whomever this person is. And I'm guessing that this person has probably maybe talked too heavily about the future. Like they really are pushing things forward. You did really good. You did good, Aries. You were a good protector. They pushed things forward at a breakneck pace and acted like they were, just going to manifest everything. And it could have felt a little forced. It could have felt a little insincere even. I think, let me ask, why were they trying to push so hard to, all right, Scorpio, this is going to be amazing. We're going to get married. We're going to blah, 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 blah. This person feels it's a little love bombing maybe. Queen of Swords, if anything, I do think they were telling the truth about how they feel about Scorpio and wanting to tell Scorpio what their real intentions are so that Scorpio doesn't doubt their, intentions. But with the Three of Wands in the reverse, I mean, it does look like this person would marry Scorpio like right now. Let's go down to the Justice of the Peace. Let's, what, you're already in a nice white dress and it's like, no, this is my pajama. No, it looks like a dress. We'll just we'll pluck some flowers from the neighbor's hedge as we go by and we'll just run and we'll get married right now. It does feel like they are all in and they really wanted Scorpio to know that. But it ended up being kind of too much. The Sun, they want that Scorpio in a white dress. They really do think that Scorpio is the right one for them. I still think that Scorpio is saying, whoa, for a reason though. Let's go over here and just say, if Scorpio wants to retreat a bit, universe, what's the message on that for Scorpio? Nine of Wands. Okay, well, this does bring up one thing and it says, is Scorpio actually still wounded? Is it them who's not ready to move? I mean, nobody should have to move at any pace that they're not comfortable with, right? I do think the universe is saying, if there is an old wound in Scorpio, or if they're just concerned that that person might have some old wounds and they're too swift to jump in, look, this character that Scorpio is dealing with could have a history. They may have 3 exes, been married and divorced 3 times, and it could be like the universe is saying, hey, Scorpio's worried that this person jumps into relationships instead of dealing with wounds. And Scorpio's instead just saying, I want to make sure that they're not just lonely needing somebody, and that instead they want to court me, date me. The whole purpose in dating and courting is we get to know each other. I don't want to bypass that. And they shouldn't want to really bypass that either. The only thing here is that what we saw is that they are crazy about Scorpio. This is somebody who maybe they do love being married, maybe because this is all about marriage. I'm sorry, she's in a white dress here. She's literally in a wedding dress here. They could be a Leo. They could be very gregarious and very straightforward, but they might also be somebody who really does know their heart. They know how they feel. They're not afraid. Sure, I've been married before. It's nothing scary. You commit to the person you want to be with, and there's like, they might love being married, not just because it's like, well, I'm lonely, I need somebody, but maybe they actually really love being in that high level commitment, and they see Scorpio as the kind of person that they'd want to do that with, and they see no reason not to just say it and mean it and go for it. Okay, on one hand, super refreshing. On one hand, we could say, well, that's impressive that they're so bold. But on the other hand, the universe is like, if Scorpio has any doubts, either of their own wounds or of that person's wounds, the great thing is dating, moving forward in our emotions, getting to know each other is the way we learn about each other's, past and sore spots and fears. So is Scorpio really like breaking up with this person, pulling back from this person, or are they just saying, hey, let's not talk about that right now? Temperance. No, Scorpio's not actually going to pull back from them. It says that they're going to reset things just a little bit and say, hey, I don't really want to talk about marriage today. Why don't we readdress that in, 7 weeks at least? Let's get on the same page. Like, I'm interested. We're doing this. I'm with you. You're with me. We're getting to know each other. We got to build trust with each other, but let's keep it harmonious. I can't go at your pace. That doesn't make me comfortable. So you're going to have to meet me at my pace. Are you good with that? It just feels like Scorpio is going to be advocating for where their comfort zone really is, which I think is so beautiful. And it's so like understandable that Scorpio would want to, do things at a pace that does not feel frantic. So good for them for sticking to where their comfort zone is in this. All right, I'm going to leave this here. But man, that person would marry Scorpio in a heartbeat. All right, take care. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging with me. Bye.